Hi everybody, today's episode is titled The Bigger Picture. There was a job that I had where I had to make a call to a doctor because one of the patients was in distress. I called the doctor's office, gave him the information that I felt was important for him to know. However, it was not enough information for him to make a definitive decision of whether or not the patient should be sent to the hospital. He hung up on me. Initially, I was very angry at the fact that he hung up on me. But looking at the situation now, I can see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is he did not have the facts that he needed in order for him to make a decision. I had to consider the fact that he was actually in the office. He didn't see the patient like I did. He was in his office. He was himself seeing other patients. Yet he gets called away from seeing those patients just to take my phone call. So looking at the situation now, I don't look at it the same way as I did before. Initially, I thought that he was not a nice doctor at all because he hung up on me, but now I can clearly see why he hung up on me, because I didn't have all the information that he needed. And he clearly told me, when you get the information that I need, you call me back. Click. But again, looking at the whole situation, I called him away from something that he was doing to take my call, and I really should have had all of my ducks in order and all of the information that I needed in order for me to paint the picture to him why this person needed to be sent to the hospital. I say now I can see the bigger picture, and sometimes in life that's what happens. We tend to be sometimes so focused on the little things that we don't see the big picture, even though it's still there. One of the lessons that I had to learn in this whole situation was not to get stuck in my feelings. I tend to live most of my life based on my feelings, and now I am definitely getting out of that habit because it's just not productive for me. I don't think it's productive for anyone to live in their feelings, but I'm not living everyone else's life, but I'm living mine. The other lesson is to try to put myself into his shoes. Again, he was at his office taking care of his patients, doing his job, and it was my job to make sure that I portrayed to him the information that he needed in order to make the decision that only he could make. The other lesson was to not make assumptions when I don't have all the facts. And this is not only in this situation, but just life in general. Because initially I thought he wasn't a nice doctor, but I've worked with him after that situation, and he was a very good doctor. He was a very approachable doctor. My initial reaction to him to say that I didn't think he was a nice doctor was not accurate, because that was me making an assumption when I didn't have all the facts. And all the facts were, at the time that I thought he was not a good doctor, I didn't try to put myself in his shoes. I didn't try to consider the fact that he's doing his job somewhere else and I am calling him away from his job just to give him half information that wasn't helpful at all. The last lesson I learned in that situation was, in general, communicate better to get the results that I need. I had another situation with that same doctor, and this was after that phone call of him hanging up on me. And I gave him everything that he was looking for, and then I did get the result that I needed, which was to send the patient to the hospital. So sometimes in life, that's what we need to do, is not realize that there's a bigger picture. And just because we don't see what that bigger picture is, it doesn't mean it's not there. It just means that we don't see it. My encouraging scripture is coming from Isaiah chapter 55, verses 8 to 9. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts.